Hare Krishna, welcome to all the devotees. We are continuing the same series. The short poem is as follows: Tongue, belly, genital are in straight line. Those who control this becomes divine. So we have taken this quote or short poem from the Nectar of Instruction, Shloka number 1. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jiva vegam udarupastha vegam etan veganyo vishehet dhirat sarvam apimam prithvim sa shishyat. And we discussed previously how it is necessary to control the tongue regarding eating and regarding speaking. Today we are going to discuss on the controlling the urges of stomach. So in Prabhupada in Nectar of Instruction writes regarding the controlling the urge of belly. So I will read from the purport of a Nectar of Instruction, Shloka number 1. Those who suffer from disease of the stomach must be unable to control the urges of belly, at least according to this analysis. When we desire to eat more than necessary, we automatically create many inconveniences in the life. However, if one observes fasting days like Ekadashi and Janmashtami, we can restrain the demands of the belly. So there are only 3 lines. Prabhupada spoke on the urge of controlling the urge of belly. Prabhupada writes that the diseases of stomach are mainly due to overeating, and many other diseases also are because of eating too much. Indigestion, gas problem, acidity problem, and all other problems are because of not controlling the urge of belly. So as we discussed earlier that we are going to discuss these topics based on the story of Pingla. So Avadut Brahmana mentions the importance of controlling the belly. So in Shlok number 11, 11th canto, 8th chapter, 11th Shlok, verse Sayantam Shvasat Tanam Va न संग्रहन्ति भिक्षितं पाणिपात्रो उदरा अमृतो मक्षिकेव न संग्रही. So translation is, a saintly person should not think, this food I will keep to eat tonight and this other food I can save for tomorrow. In other words, a saintly person should not store foodstuff acquired by begging, rather he should use his own hands as his plate and eat whatever fits on them. His only storage container should be his belly, and whatever conveniently fits into his belly should be his stock of food. Thus one should not imitate the greedy honeybees who eagerly collects more and more honey. So the Avadut Brahmana is comparing the greedy person who store foodstuff for eating today, after some time or tomorrow, is like a honeybee. Honeybee collects honey more and more, and it cause of her death also, because the honey collector comes and kill all the honeybees and take away all the honey. In next shloka, Sayantanam Shashanantam Va Na Sangrihitam Bhikshuka Makshika Eva Sangruham Sahate Vinashyati. A saintly mendicant should not even collect foodstuff to eat later in the same day or in the next day. If he disregards this injunction and the honeybee collects more and more delicious foodstuff, that which he has collected will indeed ruin himself. So honeybees collect honey more and more, and they ruin themselves because the honey collector kill all the honeybees. So similarly, if we want to control our urge of belly, we should not store foodstuff which is very palatable and delicious. So what will happen? We will ruin ourselves. We will not progress on spiritual path. Similarly, in 7th canto, 13th chapter, Prahlad Maharaj was on the tour of universe, and he meet one saintly person who's lying on the ground like a python, and they discuss. Prahlad Maharaj asked about the spiritual realization. The Prahlad Maharaj had darshan of Narsingh Bhagwan, but even though he had darshan of Narsingh Bhagwan, he was interested to meet saintly person and take some instruction from them. So he, on the way, he meets one saintly person who was lying on the ground. He was not eating, he was not moving around, or he was not endeavoring to collect food stuff and doing anything. So he was following Ajagarvurti. Ajagarvurti means laying on the ground like a python. So Prahlad Maharaj, when he sees these saintly persons, he asks first question that it is very strange that you are very looking fat, but you are not working hard, just laying on the ground. You are not endeavoring for getting food or anything, but you are looking very strong or fatty. In the purport, we will read the purport. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur did not like his disciple to become very fat in the course of time. He would become very anxious upon seeing his fat disciples becoming bhogis or enjoyer of the senses. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was fearful about seeing the fatty disciples. He considered them as bhogis or the enjoyers of the senses. This attitude is herewith confirmed by the Prahlad Maharaj, who was surprised to see a saintly person adopting Ajagarvurti and becoming very fat. In material world also, we generally see that when a man who is poor and skinny casually endeavors to earn money through business or some other means, and he then gets the money, he enjoys the senses to his satisfaction. By enjoying the senses, one becomes fat. Therefore, in spiritual advancement, becoming fat is not at all satisfactory. So those who become fat, it is just like a warning signal for them, because after becoming fat, our sadhana becomes slack. And when sadhana becomes slack, it is very difficult to perform even our daily 16 round also. And in next sloka, slok number 18, Prabhupada writes in purport, generally those engaged in spiritual advancement take food only once, either in the afternoon or in the evening. If one takes food only once, naturally he does not become fat. The learned sage, however, was quite fat, and therefore Prahlad Maharaj was very much surprised. Because of being experienced in self-realization, a transcendentalist certainly become bright-faced, and one who is advanced in spiritual self-realization must be considered to possess the body of a Brahmana. Because the bright-faced saintly person was laying on the ground, not working, and yet was quite fat, Prahlad Maharaj was puzzled and wanted to question him about this. So Prahlad Maharaj asked about how he is fat even though he is following Ajagarvurti. So in the answer, the sage told that I am satisfied, I never endeavor to get any food, whatever comes by the fate or my fate or Lord's will, I take that food, whether I get good prasadam or not. Sometimes I eat dry leaves also. So because I am satisfied, I am become fat. So here the in purport we seen that becoming fat is not good for the spiritualist or transcendentalist. There is one abhanga, actually. Those who are not know Marathi, they will not understand, but there is one nice abhanga I recently came across. So I will read in Marathi and then I will translate in English. पोटा लागले पाठाशी, पोट लागले पाठीशी, हिंडवेते देशो देशी. पोटा भेने जिकडे, बोटा भेने तिकडे जावे, तिकडे पोट येते सवे. जप तप अनुष्ठान पोटासाठी झाले दीन. पोटे सांडेली चवी, नीचा पुढे ते नाचवी. पोट कशा काशियाने भरे, तुका मने झुरू झुरू मरे. So this is Abhanga written by Tukaram Maharaj. So he tells that because of stomach belly, a person goes here and there in one country to another country, from one city to another city. Why? Because he want to satisfy the hunger. Then even while doing any spiritual activity, chanting, performing austerity, doing some anushtan, vrata, because of we can't perform properly because of the stomach, the urge for belly, or we have to satisfy the hunger. And because of stomach only, we have to do a job under a unqualified person, just like Rup Sanatan Goswami was telling to Lord Chaitanya that we are serving the Mlecha king. So everybody is serving other person or doing job. Why? Because of stomach. If there were no hunger, then nobody will serve anyone. They will only serve Krishna. But because of we have to satisfy our hunger and urge of belly, we have to do job under the unqualified masters. So that's why because of belly we are running here and there and we are suffering in this material world. That's why we have, if we want to do some advancement or we want some spiritual advancement in spiritual life, we have to control this urge of tongue, belly and genitals, especially belly, because we are seeing today as belly. So Prabhupada writes in purport, that's why it is very good that if someone fasts on Ekadashi, fasting is of many types. First fasting is not taking water also. Second fasting is taking only water. Third fast is taking only fruits. And last is for taking sabudana or any other preparations. So it is best that if we want to control tongue, belly and genitals, we should fast very strictly on Ekadashi day or and on other festival days like Janmashtami, Balram Jayanti, Nityananda Chaturdashi, Gaur Purnima, Radhashtami. So by fasting on these specific days, we get more mercy from Krishna and we become able to control urge for tongue, belly and genitals, and by controlling all these three we will become divine. So I will stop here. So we will meet tomorrow with new short poem. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.